Hi everyone! In this lesson, we will go over some more vocabulary relating to data analysis. The first word we need to go over is the word mean. It is the average of all data value. It is also referring to the balance point of the data. The symbol for mean on the line plot is the triangle. So how do you find the mean of a data set? How do you average a group of numbers? To find a mean, all you need to do is to add all values together and then divide it by the total number of data values in the list. To find the sum of the example above, we can add each number manually or first sum up the repeating values. And that leads us to 4 times 2 plus 5 plus 6 times 2 plus 7 times 3 plus 9 times 2 plus 10 times 2. This equals to 84. Since there are 12 values in this data set, we need to divide 84 by 12, and that brings us 7 as the mean in this example. To show that mean is 7 on the line plot, we can just draw a triangle underneath 7. The next thing on this slide is to see how each of the following numbers affect the mean. If we add a new number, 5, to the current data set, we will have a sum of 84 plus 5, which equals to 89. Now, instead of dividing by 12, we will divide it by 13 because we added one more data to the list. And this brings us approximately 6.8 as our mean, which adding 5 will bring us a mean that's lower than the original. Now, if the new data is 7, the new sum of 84 plus 7 is 91. And 91 divided by 13 brings us 7 as the mean. This is exactly the same as the original mean. So adding 7 to the list brings us the same mean as the original. If the new data is 9 instead, the new sum of 84 plus 9 is 93. And 93 divided by 13 is approximately 7.2. Notice how adding 9 to the list brings us a larger mean than the original. So from these 3 examples, we can conclude the following about the mean. If the new value added to the data set is less than the mean, then the new mean will also be less than the original mean. If the new value added to the data set is equal to the mean, then the new mean will equal to the original mean. And the last thing is that if the new value added to the data set is more than the mean, then the new mean will be more than the original mean. In this slide, we will go over the word order value bar graph. It is a bar graph in which the bars are arranged in increasing or decreasing order. In this 7th grade shoe size example, we are giving a line plot of the data. To turn this into an order value bar graph, we will begin with the smallest or the largest value on the list. For this example, let's begin with the smallest value, which is 4. Since there are 2 values for 4, we need to draw 2 horizontal bars to the value of 4, starting at the bottom of the graph. Since there is only 1 value for 5, we only need to draw 1 horizontal bar. For 6, there are 2 values, so we need to draw 2 bars to 6. You can continue the same process until the data value is 10. So since we are done with it, now let's make sure we label the axis correctly. Notice how the numbers at the bottom are basically the values on the data set, so we can call this the value. And the numbers on the side are basically the frequency of how often each number repeats, so we can label the side as the frequency. Now, do you know that you can find a mean using this order value bar graph? To do so, all you need to do is to play around with the give and take game. From the previous slide, we know that the mean is 7. So for the longer bar, all we need is to take out the extra pieces passing 7 and redistribute them to the shorter bar until all of them are even. Let's begin by removing 3 pieces from the tens and give that to 4. They are now both 7s. Now let's remove 2 pieces from one of the 9 and give that to 5 to make both 7 as well. For the remaining 9, let's take apart the 2 pieces and give 1 to each of the 6. See, they're now all 7, which is the mean. To recap, here are the essentials for the order value bar graph. 1. create a number line that extends to the maximum value in the dataset, which is 10 in the example above. 2. Graph each data from least to greatest using horizontal bars. 3. To find the mean using the order value bar graph, just rearrange the bar pieces until they're all equal. Okay, that's it for the lesson.